Welcome to Pop Culture Roulette for all your pop culture needs. We're America's podcast. All right, welcome everybody to the surprise Monday edition of Pop Culture Roulette.
Because they do come out live.
Yeah, I
Yes.
probably still won't edit this until tomorrow and put it out on Tuesday, but we're recording on a Monday night instead of a Sunday
It's
night like
pretty
we
rare.
normally do. It's very
Yeah.
rare. I don't know if we haven't recorded on a Sunday night since we came back. I don't know. I remember back in the old day when we would record like just randomly when we all got together at your house.
hmm
We
But
would try, but we'd watch sports.
that's true.
Plenty of Monday nights during that old one. It's a
Yeah,
lot of Monday
yeah,
night football.
right. That's why I think
Yeah.
that's why we stopped recording on Monday night. All right, well then I am working on and I'm gonna commit us to this bracket, kind of like I committed us to the Who Played It Better bracket, and I talked about it for a long time before we actually did it. I want to do a pop culture vehicle bracket. I think I haven't quite narrowed down exactly how we're gonna do it, but I'm gonna have at least, well, only four sections. I think I'm gonna do sci-fi, so anything more along the lines of Star Wars, Star Trek, something that falls into that category. Do like realistic, so like A-Team, Starsky and Hutch, Fall Guy, that those kinds of things. And then maybe movies, and then like a miscellaneous category. But
Okay. Okay.
there's one vehicle that I've been having the hardest time with trying to place and figure out how to put on this vehicle bracket because there are
Hmm.
so many of them that they ended up getting their own bracket. Of course,
Ghostbusters.
there's really only Ecto One. I mean, in the four movies of Ghostbusters, there's very little difference between Ghostbusters 1, 2, Girl Ghostbusters, and Afterlife. It's pretty much the same car. Little tweaks here and there, but
Oh,
so there's
gosh.
only Ecto One is only going to get one spot. I just haven't decided if it's going to go in sci-fi or other, or same thing with like the DeLorean. I don't know where that's going to go, but this vehicle gets his own bracket to give this vehicle the, I guess not necessarily the play-in spot, because there's a good chance that whoever wins this bracket could potentially win the whole pop culture vehicle bracket, at least go pretty far. Because I know one of us is going to vote for it heavily, but I don't know which one he prefers.
What would we be talking about?
We would be talking about the Batmobile.
I'm not which member of us are we talking about here?
You
I think we know that. If you've been listening
wearing
for a while.
wearing the Arkham Asylum shirt. All right, let's get here set up. We'll see how much editing I have to do because I never remember how to do this part. Oh, here we go.
I'm gonna guess you have to do all the editing.
Well, I do have to do all the editing, but I don't know how much editing I'm going to have to do.
Nailed it.
I want to share this screen. How do I? Oh, I have to hit share. Haha, there we go. All right. So,
Wow.
our first matchup is the 1989,
Hmm.
the classic. So this one here, the 1989, the Michael Keaton, the one that was in the first two Michael Keaton movies, or the only two Michael Keaton movies. There was not a significant difference between Batman and Batman Returns. So that vehicle there is our first vehicle up to bat. Versus the 2016 the Snyderverse, that whatever that is, the one that was in the Batfleck movies, Batman versus Superman, Justice
Hmm.
League.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So what is our preference here in this vehicle? Do you prefer the classic 1989 Michael Keaton or the more futuristic, more militarized Ben Affleck Batmobile?
I don't even know what the hell that thing is. I need to bring my jeweler's ring thing with me to see it.
You can't like make it a full picture. Like you
It's
can't.
that I just have a hard time remembering that movie in general, to be honest. Like
Which one? The
the Snyder.
Oh, okay,
It's just like it was a I'm gonna pick 89. I don't even know.
okay,
It's not even worth blowing that one up.
okay. All right. I mean, that's the one I was gonna vote for. So I guess I think I know how a lot of these votes are gonna go. All right. So then we have this one? Okay. We have the 2005
The
Tumbler,
tumbler.
the Tumbler from Batman Begins. Essentially was in all of the Nolan movies. They tweaked it a little bit here or there, painted it, colored it. There's a bat cycle that flies out of the middle of it,
Mhm.
and it's going up against because I had to fill out the bracket with 16, so I had to put a couple things that weren't necessarily Batmobiles. The Batwing. This is the one from the '89 Batman movie, but you can pick whatever Batwing you want it to be. So, do you prefer the Tumbler, the 2005 Batman Begins Batmobile, or Batman flying around in a Batwing?
Which Batwing are you thinking of, you perv?
Not the one you're thinking of, apparently.
We're all still waiting. I mean, we're going Batmobile in this bracket. That's got to be the tumbler then, because I don't really count the Batwing as a mobile as the Batmobile.
I mean,
I don't really. I don't. I don't really. What?
it is a Batman vehicle.
Yeah, it is a mobile that he uses, but I would. I think I'd still go with the tumbler.
What are you thinking, Jeremy?
Yeah, I would have to go with the Tumblr.
All right, that's kind of where I was leaning as well.
Not just for making drinks anymore.
All right,
Oh,
this one is the Battle
Oh,
of the Bland. So the 1949 Batman serials with I can't remember the actor's name, but it was 1949. We have this as the Batmobile.
what
Let
is
me get a little.
that?
I actually wrote down a little information on that. That is a stock 1949 Mercury convertible.
ooh.
No weapons, no frills. They literally just went and bought a 1949 Mercury off the lot and threw it in the movie.
All right.
All
If
right.
that wins against anything this evening.
Well, that is up against the 2022 Batmobile from Robert Pattinson's abomination of a movie, this Batmobile.
Well, wouldn't you know it?
So, like I said, the Battle of the Bland. They basically just took a muscle car. I'm not 100% sure what it is, and they beefed it up a little bit, threw in a bigger engine, some stockier tires, and a few guns, and didn't really do much.
Hmm.
That the 2022 one is based on a Charger.
Okay.
That was the inspiration behind the 2022 Batmobile.
Yeah, I read a couple different conflicting things, so it was really hard to figure out exactly. I saw the Charger was part of it, but there was also a couple other things that they said they threw in there. So,
Yeah, it's not like a base model, but that was the inspiration behind the vehicle.
all right. So, are we voting for the 1949 Mercury convertible or the souped up Dodge Charger?
I'm voting for the souped up Charger.
I mean,
I don't see the 49 one surviving in today's modern Batmans, where the Charger might.
you have a valid argument, but I'd like to hear since Jeremy already said he didn't see the 49 one winning. I wonder if what his vote is going to be.
Me too.
Wait, you want to know what your vote's going to be as well?
Huh?
Did
I
you
said
just say me too?
I said, I wonder
No, I
what you're
said
voting.
22.
Oh, okay. I thought you said me too. Okay,
Me too.
22. All right.
I want to know which way his vote's going. Yeah, me too.
All right. This was from The Dark Knight Returns, the classic Frank Miller book. I know they did it animated. I tried to stay to live action, but this is one that they have really kind of used in a few different ways. It's the Bat Tank. It is this massive. Have you watched The Dark Knight Returns animated movie?
Possible. I watched a lot of animated movies
Okay.
For Batman.
Yeah, it's when Batman is older and he comes out of retirement and he has this massive like city destroying tank. So we've got
Yes.
that versus the 1997 Val Kilmer Batmobile that they designed solely to sell toys. It was designed by Barbara Lang and Joel Schumacher for for the Val Kilmer movie.
Why don't you start us off, Nicholas? I don't think you've really started us off on
No,
too
I
many of
haven't started this
these.
off. Quite honestly, like I feel like uh, the Bat Tank is just a really impractical Batman vehicle. I mean, it's so big and so large and so loud. Like at least this one, like I mean, it's a little bit more futuristic. The bat wings there in the back are a little wonky, but it's a little sleeker. And the Val Kilmer movie wasn't bad, so I'm gonna vote 97.
I would have to agree.
Yes.
Again, had to figure out a way to pad it out to get a good number, but we've got the classic Bat boat used mainly in the Adam West 1966 series and or movie. But I'm sure it's showed up in the comic book a few times. If memory serves, didn't George Clooney have a Bat boat?
One of them had a bat boat. I don't remember
Yeah.
which one
So
because
we've got
it's early in the movie.
yeah. So we've got because I know they run out someplace and they go to a dinghy and he's like, "Holy rusted metal, Batman!" About the only part of that movie worth watching. Okay. Anyway, we got that versus Batman the animated series. All right, that's as big as apparently I can get that one. Really like overly stretched out, but super classic, clean Batmobile that really worked well in the animated series.
We're gonna start this voting off. All right, I guess good talk, guys. I'll against what I've been going with in some of the other one, I'm gonna give to the bat boat on this one over that Batmobile. Granted, that Batmobile is that iconic Batman the Animated Series car, but man, you get the bat boat from the Batman movie that Adam West did, and he's got his shark repellent on
Oh,
his utility belt.
oh,
I'm going bat boat.
I mean, as fun as that is, I can't not vote for the animated series. That is one of the most classic Batmobiles there are. And quite honestly, if and whether it wins or not, I don't care. But it if it does win, it will probably be the only animated vehicle that makes it onto the whole bracket. But worth it. But anyway, that's where I'm voting. So Jeremy, it's up to you for the first time.
Yes. I'm going to also vote for the erect Batmobile.
Have you
So
watched any of the Batman Adam West series? I know you have it on DVD or Blu-ray currently.
Hmm. Hmm.
Just don't know
Well,
if you've checked it out yet.
just about gonna be getting that into my system.
It's in the Blu-ray player. It's just have to press play, right?
now we are up with the Bat Cycle, also mainly from the Adam West series, as we can see here with Adam West on said Bat Cycle, but has
Mhm.
been used in multiple various forms. I know that the Tumblr kind of shot a Bat Cycle out, so Christian Bale had a Bat Cycle. I feel like there was one or two in some of the other movies, but this is just the most iconic of the Bat Cycles. Or we have the 1943 Batmobile, which is The first on-screen Batmobile. It is a stock 1939 Cadillac Series 75 convertible. When the top was up, it was Bruce Wayne. When the top was down, no, wait, I said that wrong. Top down, Bruce Wayne. Top up, Batmobile.
Did they change out the license plates too, or did it
Nope.
stay the same?
License plate stayed the same. Literally just took the top down.
And we
Then he
thought
drove.
Superman putting on glasses was a dumb disguise.
Yeah, the article I was reading said that it was basically that was what the effect was. It was like, oh, that can't clearly be Bruce Wayne, even though that's the exact same car with the same license plates and stickers and what.
That's Bruce's car with the top down. That's not him.
Yeah, that
Or
can't be.
top up.
All right, so what are we going here? Are we going Bat Cycle or the very first screen used Batmobile?
I think we're going back cycle. That's the one that would break apart, and then Burt Ward would have his own little, I don't know what you want to call it, bullet he would ride in because he couldn't really do much with it.
Didn't Batgirl have a Bat Cycle? Like she only ever drove a cycle as well?
I don't know. Maybe
Yvonne Craig.
she just had her learner's permit. I don't know.
Yeah,
You didn't need a license with that one. It wasn't enough CCs.
oh, okay.
It was a bat scooter.
Bat scooter. Given how many bat vehicles there are, there probably was a bat scooter or a bat skateboard at some point.
The bat hot air balloon.
Guaran- Guaranteed. All right, so you're going bat cycle.
I'm going cycle.
I'm gonna vote because I know it won't go any further. Going what it's going to be up against next. I'm going to go the first screen used Batmobile, just because it's the first.
We got Mr. Tiebreaker.
As a recent fan of cycling, I'm going to be voting for the Bat Cycle. Plus, it really looks slick compared to the opponent.
All right, I believe that would be our first non-traditional mobile. Moving on.
The first one looks like it belongs in like a Public Enemy gangster kind of film more than it belongs in Batman.
Well, as we can clearly tell in the early days of Batman, they didn't really get the idea of what a Batmobile could be.
Whatever car Batman drives.
However, that's when we get this Batmobile, which is the next one up for voting. The most iconic of all Batmobiles, the 1966 Batmobile. The one that was based on a 55 Lincoln Futura compact concept car. So it never saw the street. There was only a couple of them made. George Burris bought it and turned it into what we have here. It's a classic Batmobile from the 1966 Adam West Batman series. Or we have the Batmobile from one of the best Batman games ever, Arkham Asylum.
Who's starting? Jeremy, go.
Well, I mean, the Arkham Asylum one is pretty nice, but I'm going to have to say 66. I think it's probably going to be everyone voting that way if I had to guess. If I was a betting man.
I mean, I'm voting 66. I just, I don't know.
Oh, 66.
All right.
That's what you think of when you think of the Batmobile. It's one of that or 89 come up as the iconic Batmobiles in my brain.
I'm sorry. When I said 90, oh man, I'm going to have to go back and edit that, or I'm going to leave it in as a mistake. When we voted 97, that was actually the George Clooney Batmobile, not the Val Kilmer Batmobile. Because I just realized that the next vote here is the 95 Batmobile with Val Kilmer, which I cannot make that one any bigger. So hopefully you can see that.
Yes.
Not terribly different than the 97 one, but very different than the Michael Keaton one. Or we have the Batmobile that came from Arkham Knight, the urban assault vehicle that was basically just
It's a tank.
kind of like a cross between the Bat tank and the Tumbler. And because it became such a character of the game, the Arkham Asylum, you had the Batmobile, but it wasn't really part of the game. It was there and you used it, but you didn't get to really drive it very much. Arkham Knight, you got to drive this thing way too much.
Yeah, it's more of a playable character than it is a vehicle.
So all right, so what are we going here? Arkham Knight video game or the Val Kilmer led Batmobile with its weird struts and oddly specific Batman-sized hubcaps?
Hmm.
Tough one.
What are you guys feeling on this one?
I'm gonna say Arkham Knight.
I'm kind of feeling Arkham Knight as well. I mean, I did really like the game. That it did get a bit tiresome, but that wasn't necessarily the Batmobile's fault. It was just the designers of the game relying too heavily on a new feature.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'd have to agree for the Arkham Knight clean sweep.
All right, Arkham Knight it is. Okay.
Is that our
Uh,
first animated vehicle?
yes, it would be the first, no, animated series went through. It's the
Yes, the erect
okay.
Batmobile, as
Direct.
Jeremy called it.
All right, so now we are back to the classic Batmobile, the Michael Keaton one, the the one that made all boys my age dream upon dream that we could own a Batmobile,
Right.
um, versus
The Tumbler.
the Tumbler, the one that probably made all boys your age dream upon dream that you could drive the Batmobile.
Whose age? Who,
One of the two.
which one
One of
of
the
us are
two.
you talking to?
Probably Jeremy since he's the youngest of us, but
Yeah, I was really about the right age for that.
because I would
Uh,
have been 11, maybe 12 when Michael Keaton's Batman came out. So I mean, I was right in there. Like that was like Batman was everything for a couple months. That's that summer. I mean, we had Batman, Joker, Converse shirts, hats, pencils. I mean, anything and everything that they could slap Batman on.
I was just getting into high school when the '05 movie came out, I think.
So maybe
and I was just getting out of high school.
Hmm.
Think about that.
Wow.
I think I
What do
just
you
moved to
know?
Wis. I think I
Yeah.
moved to Wis. No, I did move to Wisconsin in '05. Might have been one of the first movies I saw in Wisconsin when I moved to this state.
Look at that. Good memories for all of us.
But now we have to
Hell
vote.
yeah.
89 Michael Keaton Batman or '05 uh the Tumbler.
Yes.
I mean, I think I've kind of tipped my hand as to which one I'm voting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I
so
think
I'm
we
Go
all
ahead.
I
Go
think we
ahead.
all know who's gonna win this round.
well, we don't because I don't know what the two of you are voting for. I'm definitely voting 89.
Well, I'll say the '05 just to make it interesting.
And I'm gonna say the 89.
Ooh, I didn't have to flip a table. All right, I was about
No,
to.
Batman Returns is one of the first like I don't know, movies I remember seeing at the drive-in. I think we've talked about this on previous episodes.
Oh yeah.
I was like 5 or 6 or something like that. I think it was that and Cool World were a double feature,
Such a weird.
which I probably shouldn't have seen at such a young age. And I don't know what was going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't have seen Cool World when I did, and I was a full adult. So that's a forgotten movie that maybe one day we should cover just in general, if we can even find it. All right,
I've never
now we're
seen it.
back to the 19, not 2022, the 2022 Robert Pattinson led Dodge Charger Batmobile versus and I'm going to get it right this time, George Clooney Batmobile that was driving around on ice.
All
I'm gonna
right,
start the I'm, I'm gonna start the voting
both
off
of
here.
those movies were A+.
I mean the George Clooney movie was garbage.
Mhm.
Um, but I like the Batmobile better. I mean, it looks more like a Batmobile than just a Charger that he souped up. And honestly, I think I'd probably watch the George Clooney Batman movie before I ever watched the Robert Pattinson one again. It's not that the Robert Pattinson one wasn't done well. I mean, it's a far better movie, like as a movie, but I just didn't like it. I mean,
Is it because of Arnold?
Arnold would probably be why I'd rewatch it, but I mean, it was, I don't know. The Robert Pattinson movie was basically Seven Part Two, but with Batman.
I'm gonna go with the Charger.
Okay.
We can go
So
with
Jeremy,
that sleek looking muscle car.
you want to go for the classic George Clooney Batmobile or the Robert Pattinson classic muscle car
Batmobile.
The George
Batmobile?
Clooney, the George
Nope.
Okay,
Clooney.
The muscle mobile.
the muscle mobile. Okay. All right, now we are to Batman the Animated Series, or as Jeremy referred to it as the Erect Mobile.
Classic.
So we got this
It's
one,
like that SNL skit.
or the Adam West, or whichever Bat Cycle you choose to vote for, Bat Cycle.
What SNL skit?
Isn't it one of the morning cartoon ones?
Oh, the ambiguously gay duo.
Yep. That's the one.
All right, so what are we going for? Are we going for the Batman the Animated Series or the Bat Cycle?
I vote to go last on this one.
I'm going Batman the Animated Series. I mean, the Bat Cycle is fun. Adam West is a great series, but man, when it comes to just classic Batmobiles, that's one of the like. It's not maybe the first Batmobile I think of, but it's definitely the second.
Oh boy, Jeremy, which I don't know which way you're leaning to go. Uh,
Well, Justin,
yeah.
not so fast.
All right.
I'm going to go the opposite of Nicholas, and you could be the tiebreaker.
God damn it. I really like both of these, but I think I might have to go with Nicholas here. I know I didn't vote for it in the last round, but I'm going to give it to the Kevin Conroy Batmobile. Either one would have went through, I would have been okay with it.
All right.
I don't think there's going to be really an outcome in this bracket that I'm not going to be okay with. Maybe one.
Well, we're about to find out right now. 1966 Batmobile, classic Adam West, George Barris. One of like the first true real Batmobile, not the first, but I would argue that the other two were just cars, where this is an actual Batmobile, or the urban assault vehicle that was in Arkham Knight, the video game.
1966 Adam West Batmobile.
I mean, I feel like it's going to be a clean sweep here for that one.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I think it's going to be a little easier to vote for the next one here. 1989 Batmobile, Michael Keaton, or 1997 George Clooney.
Yeah. Clean sweep. That's my opinion. That's my guess.
Well, I mean, I know I was going 89.
Jeremy, where are you going? I think we
Did,
broke Jeremy.
did we lose Jeremy?
No, he's just being indecisive for the
Oh,
pressure of it. No,
is he talk?
maybe we lost Jeremy.
Jeremy, can you hear us? Hold up your finger if you can hear us.
All right, we may have lost. Oh, wait. I don't know if he hears us. We don't hear him.
Yeah, I all of a sudden can't hear you.
No, me neither, but I will vote for Jeremy on this one, and it's going to be the 1989 one with a clean sweep here. Disagree?
Okay.
Thumbs up, thumbs down? I don't know what happened to him. He gave us the finger.
89.
Okay. All right.
Sorry.
Hey,
I got my greasy mitts all over the mute button.
Oh,
This is the
okay.
last time I ate popcorn on PCR, I promise.
I ate popcorn before we got on recording.
I even had an extra 15 minutes, but
I got the Jolly Time cheese popcorn.
Ooh, that
oh,
sounds
nice.
Yeah.
This is going to be the hardest vote so far, but not going to be the hardest vote of the match. We are now up to Batman the Animated Series, the Erectmobile, or the classic 1966 Batmobile, Adam West?
I don't know. This
I
is the
mean,
tough. This is a tough one.
this is a tough one. They're both super classic in their own right. Because, I mean, basically, we're down to the three that I thought would be the most likely of the ones going through.
Same.
Um, because quite honestly, they're the three classic at best examples of the Batmobile, which might have been enough to put three different Batmobile on the bracket, but I didn't want to have multiple vehicles from the same type of vehicle. So
Is it because of
unfortunately,
your Marvel bias you don't want three Batmobiles on the
no,
bracket?
because I'm not honestly sure that any Marvel vehicle is making it onto the bracket at all.
Interesting. Interesting. I'm going to get the vote started with the 66 Batmobile.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and jump in here then. Animated series Batmobile.
Oh, you did that just to force me to
I kind of
tiebreak,
did.
didn't you?
I
He
kind of
did
Okay.
did.
he did you dirty on that one.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, listen, I would not have been mad if either one of you had picked it either way, because quite honestly, like I said, both of these are some of the first Batmobiles I think of when I think of Batmobile. But I think for 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 the way I feel about Batmobiles, and I'm also just trying to keep it more to live action when I do the bracket, I think I'm gonna go 66 Batmobile. It's the absolute. I mean, it is one of the two most classic of all Batmobiles.
And the other one of the other classic of the two.
Is now in the final voting. So we are at the 89. We're at this Batmobile here, the classic Adam West Batmobile, or this one here,
The
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 the Michael Keaton led,
the Tim Burton mobile.
the Tim Burton Michael Keaton. I don't have who designed it, but I just wrote Keaton Burton Mobile. I mean, this is a tough vote. Don't get me wrong, and there's probably not a wrong answer, but this is the one that gets. I guess I could just say I'll give it because it's not fair to call it a play-in bracket because this vehicle is too iconic to be a play-in bracket. So we'll go ahead and give it the number one seed, in whatever bracket it's going to end up on, whether it's comic book related or I don't know if there's enough vehicles to do comic book related, but or if it's going to end up over on the miscellaneous category or classic TV category. We'll
Hmm.
figure that out as we come across it. But either way, what are we going with? 89 Batmobile, Michael Keaton, Tim Burton, or 1966 Adam West, George Barris Batmobile?
No wrong answer here, guys.
There is no wrong answer, but we do need an answer.
Who's gonna
I'll start. I'll start.
all right, I was gonna say who's gonna bite the bullet here?
66.
All right.
I'm gonna be that guy, and I'm gonna go 89. That was the Batmobile I was introduced to in Batman Returns. I saw that before I saw any of the Adam West stuff. So that is the Batmobile I think of from my childhood. And I'll put all the pressure on Nicholas.
Oh, all right. I mean, ultimately, since I'm going to be building the pop culture bracket, I could cheat and just put both of them on the bracket anyway. Uh, I, I'm not. I'll try not to.
I
I
mean, we do what we want here.
pretty much that is true because it's not like there's some sort of governing body of podcasts telling me what I am allowed to or not allowed to do. I this is gonna. I don't know how people are gonna react to this one, but I remember how obsessed I was with the 1989 Batmobile. I had multiple like Hot Wheels or whatever version of Hot Wheel they had at the time. I There were contests. They had like I think MTV or like various different like companies had like a contest to win the Batmobile, and I was trying so desperately to win. I don't know what I would have done with it. I'm sure my parents would have been furious had I actually won it, because then they would have had to try to figure out what to do with the Batmobile for somebody who wasn't legally allowed to drive.
Hmm.
But I think I'm going to go 89, just because for the same reason that Justin went 89. It is When I think of Batman, I love Adam West. I love that show. I love that well, the series. But for me, Batman is Michael Keaton. And so when I think Batmobile, that's the one I think of first.
Yeah.
Okay.
When he puts the armor plate on it and Batman Returns, when he just parks it in the street.
Oh, and then drops a little bomb and blows up the chemical factory.
Yeah. Because what was that, 90, 92,
That would have been
93?
92.
Yeah. I said that's
My
the one I more remember.
my freshman year of high school.
I was five.
Jeez, rub it in. All right. So this commits us to doing the pop culture vehicle bracket, which commits me to doing some work here pretty soon. We will be doing that probably after episode 100, which I'm still not sure I'm quite ready to tease the song that one will be. All right. Well, so it was funny to me.
One out of three.
All right. Couple minutes here. Anybody watch anything over the last week that you want to talk about?
I don't even remember what happened, what I did this last week.
Okay. Well, I mean, I went to a pretty sick concert on Saturday night.
Oh, who'd you see?
I saw Less Than Jake and the
Oh,
Toasters.
I did not. Less Than Jake is still touring. I did not know that.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that's what I thought.
they played the entire Welcome to Rockview album.
Oh,
Yeah. And they were like, "We were here 20 years ago, and blah blah blah." It was cool. It was a great show. But the Toasters were awesome because they played the fucking Kablam theme song, and I rocked out, man. It was awesome.
well, if anything, if any band knows how to get to your heart, the band playing 1990s Nickelodeon theme shows.
That's right.
Oh,
That
That's
should be its own band right there.
It should. It really should. The 90s and all 90s like theme band.
Yeah, why
Yeah.
not?
all
Yeah.
90s TV theme band.
That'd be amazing. But yeah, it was a great
Nick
show.
and the Lonians.
Yeah.
I watched Asteroid City.
Okay.
They threw that up on Peacock. So if you're a fan of Wes Anderson, like I know, well, I think most of us are, worth a watch. I'm gonna need to watch it a second time to really digest what happened. That I'm pretty sure I fell asleep through parts of it. Again, not through any fault of the movie, but just because it was a long day and I tried to watch it late. I don't know why I do that to myself. Hey, it's 10 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock at night. I should watch a movie.
Yeah, that's usually when I turn on a movie.
I could make you guys some ASMR videos.
Now I'm good.
Some personalized ones.
I fucking hate ASMR.
But what if it was my voice, like going, "Hey, Nicholas, it's been a rough day, hasn't it? But I could assure you that the rest of the scene."
Hey, ya buddy.
I
Now I'm going to show you as I just tap on my microphone.
oh yeah, I
This
don't.
is your virtual haircut.
Oh,
I
I
fucking
don't.
love those, man. Those are
I
awesome.
ASMR is like the exact opposite of effect on me that I think it's supposed to have.
Mm, mm. That's unfortunate. Well, I guess not if you avoid it at all costs.
Yeah. Like when it was it Zoe Kravitz was doing those beer commercials that was doing ASMR, I'm like, even if I was drinking beer, I wouldn't drink that one now. But I also have you watched Fubar?
No.
no.
Arnold Schwarzenegger has a sitcom, kind of a sitcom. It's his first TV show on Netflix called Fubar. It just came out in the last month or two, couple months. It's kind of a workplace comedy, but like he's in the CIA, and I'm not going to give anything else away, but pretty formulaic, but it's interesting. It's fun. It's Arnold trying to do comedy,
I mean, it sounds like something I would enjoy. I just don't have
but which is why
Netflix.
I'm honestly surprised. Oh, that's right, you don't have Netflix anymore. I was going to say how I'm surprised you haven't watched it yet, but Maybe enough for you to buy one of those 1 month membership cards so you can burn
binge
through
it.
the binge through the 8 or 9 episodes that Fubar is. I think they're barely 30, 40 minute episodes. They're not long.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, I don't have it anymore. That's why I haven't really watched anything on there.
Yeah, we started watching that. We're maybe halfway through. It's not the best, but it's definitely I've seen much worse. I've watched much worse TV.
That's fair.
I guess. Has anybody else got? You remember what you did this week yet, or
No, I have no idea what I did. I don't remember. I don't even remember watching TV this week. I'm sure I did at some point. It's
did
been a
you
long week.
did you watch the preseason game?
Well, of course, I watched that. I've watched that twice.
You've watched
I
it.
thought that was last week.
I thought it was this week.
I don't know.
That was this week.
I don't know. It was Thursday. See, I don't even know what day it is. But yes, I've watched the preseason game twice.
I won't watch a
Because it's
regular
football.
season more than once. When you're watching a preseason game twice.
Yes. Yes, I did.
Jordan Love threw a touchdown.
They
Good
did.
job. Good job.
Did he look
Right.
good?
He had his ups and downs. Some plays he looks good. He missed a wide open tight end on a crosser route. And threw a nice touchdown pass to Romeo Dobbs.
Well, doesn't he have mainly rookie tight ends right now, though?
They're all rookies. The only one who wasn't was Tyler Davis, and he tore his ACL.
Yeah, to say. So I feel like the tight end production on Green Bay this year is going to be a little sketchy, at least at the beginning of the season,
I would agree with that.
until everybody gets the rhythm down. But I'm imagining that Jordan Love will be playing a lot more of the preseason than we normally.
That is the plan from everything I've heard.
What about Mr. Magoo?
Looked terrible.
We'll be looking to pick up another veteran backup, or do you think we're locked into?
I think they'll run with Clifford.
All right.
Clifford looks good. Magoo looked bad.
Is there a reason he was down in the USFL or the XFL, wherever he was?
He was in the USFL. Well, he only played in 3 series. The first play was a sack fumble that he lost. Second series was an 80-yard handoff touchdown run. In the third series, he just took a couple of kneel downs.
Oh, so not really much of a chance to just show off.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe they'll give Magoo some more time.
Well, they might need to get him some glasses. So,
Leslie Nielsen.
I mean,
He's just like, all right.
are the cartoon series that created the Mr. Magoo movie that Leslie Nielsen was in.
Leslie Nielsen. Giving chocolate to a bamboo. What did he give that to? Or is it a mandrill?
I don't know.
Whatever
It's been a very long time since I've watched Mr. Magoo.
All right.
All right, then.
I forget.
I guess if you decided that for your first Batmobile, you were just going to go grab the first car you saw on a lot, at least you made sure it was black. But just remember that stupid never walks alone.
Comic books have been around for almost a century, and in the last 2 decades, we've finally gotten to see many of these characters brought to life in movies and on TV. On the Moving Panels podcast, we discuss movies and TV shows based on, inspired by, and adapted from the world of comic books. Join me and my guests as we discuss both the good and the bad from Marvel, DC, and even some of the lesser-known comic book companies. Learn what is and isn't from the comics, as well as our nerdy review of the movie or show. New episodes drop every Monday, and you can find us wherever you listen to podcasts. So join us for Moving Panels, and I'll see you on the other side of the page.
Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and listen to the 80s Flick Flashback podcast once in a while, you could miss it. Do you love movies of a certain age? Do you miss the days of VHS tapes, VCRs, and the video rental stores? Does the thought of another 80s movie being remade seem inconceivable? My name is Tim Williams. I'm the creator and host of the 80s Flick Flashback Podcast. On each episode, I'm joined by guest co-hosts to discuss one of the many movies released in the 1980s. We share our first-time watch memories, our favorite scenes, and even learn some behind-the-scenes stories about the cast and crew along the way. New episodes are released every other Friday on your favorite podcasting platform. So make like a tree, get out of here, and go listen to an excellent episode of the 80s Flick Flashback Podcast. The ad is over. Go home. Go.